This file is called Voldritch's Wacky Mind Twisters. In this file, you'll imagine yourself within Voldritch's lab, and he'll give you some interesting experiences with his experiments. Now, make sure you won't be disturbed for the duration of this file. Make sure you're nice and warm and comfortable and somewhere where you could relax, and we'll begin. I want you to imagine yourself now. Imagine yourself on an extremely comfortable chair, and around you is a table. The room you're inside is very bright. It almost feels like you're floating in the sky. But you're aware that there is a room around you. There is a ceiling and there's a floor as you lay in this extremely comfy chair. And it feels almost unworldly, the room you're inside. As you look around you, you notice that on the table there's some food. Some very strange food. It looks like desserts. They're all of weird shapes and sizes. They look almost alien to you and bright and colorful. You kind of want to taste them, but you know you'd better hold back. And you look around you, and suddenly you notice the corner of your eye, a scientist. It's Voldritch in his usual lab coat. And he says hi to you, and you wave back. And you realize that his voice is very calming, that just hearing it right now makes you so relaxed. You just feel like listening in to what he has to say. And what he explains to you is that he's ready to conduct an experiment on you with some wacky and strange desserts he made. And you look back down at the table of the weird items he has in bowls. And he wants to try an experiment with each one on you. And you notice that the smell coming off of them is quite sweet and calming. Maybe there's a little hint of lavender in there and some spices that also help relax you. He takes out a remote and turns on a spiral in front of you. And the whole room has screens mounted on all the walls, and so you could see spirals all over. And that helps calm you down. He turns to you and says, "Of course, I have to make a little adjustment just to make sure you get all nice and relaxed. My experiment won't work unless you're extra comfy. And I know I'd better do that right now and let you just steer into the spirals around you. But don't get too lost in this moment. I need to tell you first what my experiment is." He points to each of the strange desserts in each bowl, and he says each one has a little different effect in your mind. One might make you more comfy, one might make you more relaxed, one might make you look more energetic, and another might make you nice and sleepy and mindless. But I'll keep that a secret. It's up to you to find out. And I know you'd love to find out, won't you? And you shake your head and say yes, because you're so ready to just let go, become calm. Voldritch smiles back at you and waves his hand, telling you the experiment has now begun. He tells you to get nice and comfy in the chair and just lay back. Such a nice chair. It's all nice and upholstered, all soft and comfy. You almost feel like you're melting in this chair, and you don't even really feel like moving. And Voldritch giggles at you and says, "Oh, you don't have to move that much. You could just lay back and relax in this chair and just melt into it and not have a single worry in the world." He speaks. "I'll be the one to feed you each and every dessert. It will alter your mind and make you so relaxed right now." So he reaches in to one of the bowls, pulls out a little chocolate-looking candy. It's round with little orange bits on it. He hands it to you, and you eat it. And he tells you, just take a moment to focus on the feeling now. And as you finish eating it, you slowly feel your mind just wash over with extreme happiness and ecstasy. You forget almost in this moment that you were laying in a chair at all, and you just drift and melt into the warm feeling of calm and bliss as it just washes over you. You feel your whole body melt and drift and become so calm. Completely forget everything around you, and you just let your mind just explode in this warmth that just fills up your whole body and relaxes it. It makes it feel so happy. Little tingles just wash over you as you feel so happy and warm and calm. Slowly you come back and realize Voldritch is there. He seems very proud of you. Tells you did a good job. And that's good to feel like this. It's good to be so relaxed and melting and calm. And you did so well. And you feel so pleased with yourself as you melt deeper and deeper into this chair. He picks up another ball and pulls out a strange curved candy. You're not quite sure what it is, but it's many blues and purples. And he hands it to you, and you eat that as well. And immediately you feel relaxation flood over you. But this time, instead of the hyper bliss you felt before, this you find deep calmness and sleepiness wash over you. And you close your eyes and you just drift deeper and further down. Again, the world drifts away from you. But this time you feel so content and peaceful that you feel so empty and mindless that your whole body just becomes limp and loose as you just melt into the chair now. You don't even hear Voldritch talking to you because you're so mindless right now. You could barely make out, but he tells you just to relax now. Just to melt and drift and dream. It's such a nice feeling to just fade. It's such a nice contrast to the warm happiness you felt before. Right now you do feel happiness, but in a more sleepy and content way. That nice feeling just between wakefulness and sleep, rushing over you and letting yourself melt. Letting yourself drift and dream as you have not a single thought in your mind. Calmness of fuzziness, all drifting and flowing over you like you're floating in this wonderful sea of sleep. And slowly and drowsily, you open up your eyes now. They're so heavy as you look at Voldritch, who is very happy with how well you did on this test, and he congratulates you. And he reaches into another bowl and brings out a little fluffy candy. It looks like it's made out of cotton candy, but you're not quite sure. You take it and you eat it, and immediately you feel a different sensation, much different from the first two. You feel yourself becoming so fuzzy and confused, but confused in a good way where nothing really makes sense. But everything not making sense feels so nice to you. Everything feels all floaty and strange, that you're unaware of the world around you, and still the effects from the two other candies are still melting away your mind as you feel yourself floating and drifting in this strange fuzziness, where everything feels distant and just at the tip of your fingers, but nothing really feels real. Everything just feels fuzzy and warm, like you're coated in a warm cotton candy vest. Your whole body and mind all drifty and soft, like your mind is just filled with dandelions as you feel yourself a bit confused but content in that confusion of everything around you. Nothing makes sense. To be hazy and confused, you could still make out that Voldritch is in front of you, telling you to be calm and relax, and that you're doing so great for this experiment. He seems to find it quite amusing how melty you've become. The other candies all mixing around and making your mind such a melty, drifty bliss. He tells you you're doing so great, and he wants to give you the last candy. He picks up a bowl and takes out the little dessert. It's many different colors and in a strange blobby shape. And you take it, and immediately you feel a rush of all the other sensations coming back now. But it's so overpowering that it makes you so drifty and calm and sleepy that you start forgetting that you're even laying in a chair or in that room. Suddenly you feel a whole rush of different emotions take over you as you melt deeper, your body even more calm and peaceful and relaxed as you just drift and melt into bliss and comfort and haziness as your mind just melts deeper and deeper. You could hear Voldritch's voice, just distant, telling you that you're doing so great, that you've succeeded in completing all the tests, and that you should be so content in yourself to sleep this deeply and mindful and completely mindless and empty of any thoughts and worries, that you're completely at ease with the candies as they completely change your mind and make it so calm and empty and hazy and happy. And it's such a nice feeling as they will wash over you, melting you, dropping you, making you go so deep now. You're no longer aware of the world around you. You're just aware of yourself. That your mind is just floating in an empty breeze as your mind just drifts further, deeper down, as you slowly become less and less aware of the world around you, and you just drop deeper and deeper. You know that you succeeded in completing the experiment, and it's such a nice feeling to drop and drift this deep. Just dropping and drifting, letting all the feelings fill you up and take you down, deeper and deeper, calmer and calmer as your mind just melts and drifts and relaxes, as you could almost taste in your mouth the different flavors from the candies, the ones that you imagine yourself, as you drift deeper and calmer, as there's so many emotions all flying around you, each one perfect feeling just for you to appreciate in this moment. Deeper and deeper. Now that you're so deep and relaxed, you're no longer aware of any stresses or worries. You're just enjoying this moment right now of all these wonderful feelings drifting around you as your mind just shuts off and melts. And now that you're aware of this, it's time you come up. And when you come up, you'll be fully aware of yourself and back to normal. But you could choose to take this feeling with you out of trance, and you can enjoy it for the rest of the day, remembering each and every candy you ate and how each one had a different effect on your mind. And you could recreate that feeling whenever you want. And you know you'll be safe when you do so, that if you ever feel like you're in trouble, you could just wake yourself up. And you could choose whenever to come out of the trance, whenever you feel like it, just the same as whenever you get to think of each sensation. And you won't ever do anything that you wouldn't do when you're awake. And now it's time to come back up. I'll count from 1 to 10. And when I reach 10, you'll be wide awake, alert and aware, and out of the slab. I'll begin. 1. Slowly becoming more and more aware. 2. Slowly becoming more alert. 3. Coming up now. 4. Becoming a little bit more aware of your limbs. 5. Halfway there. 6. Coming up a little bit more. 7. You can now stretch and yawn. 8. Almost there now. 9. You're doing so great just to come up. And 10. Wide awake, alert, and aware. Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed the wonderful wacky mind twisters that Voldritch gave you. So take them with you and enjoy your day. Bye.